Hello and welcome to my porch. My name is Roy. I'm a home cook, an amateur baker, and I'm here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. Now today obviously is not a recipe. Today is this month's tag, and the questions this week come once again from me and my pal ChatGPT, which is the AI program that a lot of people have been talking about. Now, I used the AI to create last month's questions as well. This month, I took it a little easier on us and asked the ChatGPT AI to come up with some questions that were related to June or summer or what have you, so it was a little less intensive than last month's questions. So, without further ado, let's go into these questions. This is a summer begins tag. All of these questions are related to summer or to June, which is the month when summer does begin. So, number one question: what's your favorite summer memory from when you were a child? Now, my memory can be a little spotty at times, especially from childhood, but I do have memories of going in the summer to a place in our town called Lauder Park where we would go swimming. That was always fun, but I think my favorite memory is probably, and this is the first one that comes to mind, I may remember something else at another time, but when Paul and I, my partner Paul, when we went over these questions, this was the first thing that came to mind, and it's still the only thing that comes to mind. Even though we used to go to our grandmother's for like a week in the summer, but that was kind of sedate. It wasn't anything that I really remember other than just going there. But one year, and I don't remember how old I was, I think I may have been around 12, we went to my aunt's house, my great aunt's house in Vermont. I believe it was in Vermont. That's how spotty my memory can be. But we went to my Aunt Martha's house, and I remember we slept in the attic space, which was kind of converted into like a little dormitory almost. And we spent the summer up there with my cousins. Now, one of the things I do remember is that I sucked my thumb for a very long time. And I was still sucking my thumb when I went to Aunt Martha's house. And that was actually the year I stopped sucking my thumb because I didn't want the other kids to wake up and find me doing it, because I would usually do it while I was sleeping. So I slept the entire summer with my arm underneath my pillow so that I wouldn't put my thumb in my mouth. And it worked. I stopped sucking my thumb after that point. The weird thing was, I never even started sucking my thumb until my brother Dan was born 4 years after I was born. And he sucked his thumb, and for some reason I took up the habit, and I didn't let it go until that summer. But that's not my favorite memory part. I mean, that's a big part of that summer, and that's memorable for that reason. But I also remember they had a 4th of July celebration, and they had like a parade, and I got to dress up as Uncle Sam for the parade. I think partly it was because I was fairly tall for my age, and so they used me for my height. The other thing I remember is, and I don't remember if it was for Uncle Sam or if it was for something else, the girls were just playing around, but they had painted my nails, and I refused to take off the nail polish. If they didn't know I was gay, then there was something wrong with them. But I refused to take off the nail polish. I wanted to keep it on. And they finally convinced me that my mother would not be happy if I went home with nail polish on. So I think I finally removed it. I was reluctant to get rid of my nail polish. My first time in nail polish, and I enjoyed it. And honestly, I would still consider doing it. I see a lot of guys are doing it now, younger guys for the most part. Paul wouldn't be too keen on it, but every once in a while I think, who cares? Anyway, that is a long-winded way of giving you my favorite summer memory. Number 2, do you have any summer vacation plans for this year? We don't really do summer vacations. Paul will take off around the 4th, and typically it was because we would have friends visiting from Kansas the past few years. Not during the height of COVID, obviously. So Paul usually takes off, but we really don't do anything. We just take time off for Paul. I'm always off because I'm retired from my disability. We don't really do vacation plans. We don't go anywhere. We don't really do anything. So I'd have to say no. Long-winded way of saying that. Very long-winded. Or as my pal Ellen says, rambling. Number 3, what's your favorite way to stay cool during the hot summer months? Paul and I both had the same response, staying inside with the air conditioning. I'm not really a big poolside person, definitely not a beach person. It's just too much to go through all of that. I'd much rather just stay in the house, watching TV, watching my murder shows. If you can't see the whole shirt that I'm wearing, it says I like murder shows, comfy clothes, and maybe 3 people. Now, Paul said I should not wear it on camera, and he'd probably hate me telling you what it says, but I'm like, my people can take a joke. They know that's a joke. I like more than 3 people, maybe 5. But anyway, yeah, I just staying inside, which is what I normally do anyways. So that's how I stay cool. Number 4, what's your favorite summer activity to do with friends or family? I'm not really a summer person. I'm more of a fall person, followed by a spring person. Then I'll do summer, definitely not a winter person. I don't go camping. Like I said, I don't go to the beach. The only thing we typically do on occasion is like we might have a little cookout. That's probably really the only group activity I do during the summer, and that's very rarely. Paul and I are both kind of homebodies. He likes to play his computer games. I like to watch TV, maybe play some video games. For the most part, we're boring old people, and that's the way I like it. Number 5, what's your favorite summer activity to do by yourself? Now, I'm trying to remember what I came up with when Paul and I went over this. Favorite summer activity to do by yourself. I think it'd probably be sitting out on the porch, just relaxing by myself. Maybe reading, although I haven't been reading as much as I used to. But just sitting out on the porch, relaxing, having a beverage, and probably reading. I love just that quiet solitude, and especially being out in this area. I'm surrounded by woods. There is a road right here that I'm sure you've heard traffic going by on. But we have our little animals. Actually, I'll include some little footage here of some of the animals that we have in the backyard. We have some geese that hang around, and they had some babies. Then we also have turkeys, and there's one turkey that has a bad foot that keeps hobbling around, and there was one other turkey for some reason that was kind of circling her and being like, what's wrong with you? You know, almost bullying her. But I did take video of that, so I probably showed that to you here. But yeah, I'd say to do by myself, just sitting out on the porch and relaxing, especially if it's school day. If it's not too hot, I'm all for it. If it's too hot, I'll be inside watching TV. Number 6, how has your relationship with summer changed as you've gotten older? Well, I do remember I used to look forward to summer because no school. Even when I was teaching, that was the big draw because I'd be teaching, but I'd be out of school. Although I did teach summer school, but it was a little more relaxed. But honestly, I don't really care about summer that much, so it doesn't really mean anything to me now like it used to when I was a kid or even teaching. There's no special events going on, nothing like that. My brother's birthday, Dan, is coming up in July, so That is a summer thing. One of my sisters just had hers on the 5th of June. So there are some things going on, but overall, summer isn't really that big of a change for me. The only season that really means anything to me is winter, and that's because I don't like the snow. It's for things I don't like. Other than that, year round, I'm pretty much the same until we hit winter. Number 7, what's your favorite place to go for a summer day trip or weekend getaway? As I said, Paul and I are kind of homebodies, but I do remember we've gone on little excursions. I love going up to Algonquin in Maine. We also have enjoyed going to P-Town, although it can get a little crowded. P-Town is Provincetown, which for those of you who don't know, and it's a very gay-centric area. So we like to go there and enjoy ourselves. We took our friends last year, so they got to experience it. So yeah, I would go with either Algonquin in Maine or P-Town here in Massachusetts. But sometimes even just to go out for a drive mindlessly, we've done that before, mindlessly driving around and just see where we go. Sometimes that can be fun as well. But if I have specific destinations, Algonquin and Provincetown. Number 8, what's your favorite summer food or drink? Paul and I were both kind of in agreement on this, where we don't necessarily think of things as summer food or drink or some other season, although there are things like watermelon. Definitely love watermelon, and that tends to be more of a summer thing, as do cookouts, but honestly, those things you can get all the time. But Paul's was like a potato salad, a macaroni salad, some kind of salad like that, which even though you can get it whenever, it tends to be more prominent in the summer. My food would be watermelon, but my drink, and again, I can have this anytime, but it seems more refreshing in the summer. Paul's was iced tea. He likes his iced tea unsweetened. I do not. I like an Arnold Palmer. You may have heard of it, but not been sure what it is. It's basically half lemonade and half iced tea. I love that drink. I like it any time of the year, but a nice big glass of it when it's nice and hot out could be very refreshing. So I'm going with watermelon and an Arnold Palmer. Number 9, do you have any special traditions or celebrations that you associate with the month of June? Obviously, Father's Day is in June, but my father passed away about 9 years ago. So Father's Day, and even then, quite frankly, he wasn't really in my life a lot growing up, so it didn't mean as much to me, Father's Day. My sister Tracy, her birthday, as I mentioned, is June 5th. Now, I didn't really grow up with Tracy because she had been adopted out when she was born. So I didn't even know she existed until I turned 18. And then I don't think we met her until she turned 18. But that's the only real thing that happens in June that is of note. Otherwise, no, I don't really have anything special. And number 10, the last one, what's your favorite thing to do during a summer thunderstorm? I absolutely love thunderstorms, no matter when they are, but especially in the summer. I remember I lived in a room of an apartment, and it was the front room of the apartment, and I had access to the front porch. I had a couch out there, and when there were thunderstorms, I would love to go sit out there, screened in porch, and just feel that cool moistness, hear that rumbling thunder. I absolutely love thunderstorms. We had some the other day. I love them. So my favorite thing to do is to just enjoy them, like whether it's outside in a screened-in porch, whether it's from inside, and just, I feel cozy and comforted, like I'm inside and there's all this stuff going on outside. Now, my grandmother on my mother's side, she hated thunderstorms. She would hide in the bathroom during thunderstorms. She did not like them in the least. I absolutely love them. So I'd enjoy it however I could. All right, so that wraps up this Summer Begins tag. I don't know who's going to be doing them next month. It might be back to Sandy from Life with Sandy, or she may say, hey, Roy, do you want to try another month? It's either going to be me and the AI or Sandy. I might not even do the AI this time, who knows. But there will be another tag in July. I just don't know who will be doing it, but it will be the second Tuesday of the month. Now, if you enjoyed this tag video, I would appreciate you doing the usual: like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell for any time I upload any sort of video, such as this one. We also have a collab for picnic items coming up on Sunday, the 18th. So get ready for those. I'm doing a German potato salad, in case you haven't heard. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're looking for any sort of recipes for weight loss and helping you on a weight loss journey. And this is the perfect time to mention that I am, as many people have been requesting for a while, working on getting a cookbook together. I am slowly in the process of formatting everything into a cookbook, getting pictures for everything. So it's still a little ways off, but I am moving in that direction, and I will let you know when I am ready to share those cookbooks. Right now, I have one that is going to be for main dishes and another one that is going to be, of course, for desserts. So those are in the works, and I will keep you informed on the progress of those so that you know when they're coming out. Also, check out the description box for all sorts of information, such as my blog for those recipes that you can find now, and also my social media, my Instagram, and 3 Facebook groups that I'm part of. So check out that description box for all sorts of information. All right, so I've enjoyed my time out on the porch in this lovely weather, and people are honking at me as they go by. So I think it's time to sign off. So until next time, bye.